Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something truly massive.
Massive is putting it lightly.
Right. The idea that maybe humanity or, some future civilization could actually engineer a whole new universe.
It sounds like pure sci-fi, but the text we're looking at today treats it seriously. We're exploring the science behind creating a, quote, baby universe.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack this. Like, what is a universe in this context anyway?
And what physics makes scientists even think this is, remotely plausible.
Then we'll get into what this hypothetical infinity engine might actually involve.
And, of course, the really big stuff, the philosophical, the ethical questions, huge questions.
Okay, let's start there. Before building one,
Yeah.
How do you even define a universe? It's got to be more than just stars and planets, right?
Oh, definitely. Cosmologists see it as a self-contained system, sort of a complete package deal.
Package deal, meaning?
Meaning it has its own space-time fabric, its own matter and energy, its own rules for cause and effect, what we call its causal structure.
And it has a starting point, like initial conditions.
Precisely, like our Big Bang. And the key idea here, the one that really opens the door, is that our own universe seems to have started from something incredibly tiny.
A quantum fluctuation, the text mentions, like a random blip.
Exactly. A tiny ripple in, well, maybe what we call empty space. But it's not really empty at the quantum level.
And that leads to the really startling point, doesn't it? This isn't just fantasy talk.
No, the source material is clear. Creating a universe in a lab, it's actually discussed as a theoretical possibility within mainstream physics.
Wow, okay. So what's the theoretical basis? How do we get from quantum blips to universe creation?
It's deeply tied into things like inflationary cosmology and quantum tunneling, concepts physicists already work with.
Right. I remember reading about Alexander Vilenkin's idea back in, 82?
That's the one. He proposed a universe could literally pop out of nothing. A quantum vacuum state, no space, no time, via quantum tunneling.
Quantum tunneling, that's like a pushing through a barrier you shouldn't be able to cross.
Kind of, yeah. But on a cosmic scale, the universe itself tunneling into existence.
Still hard to wrap your head around. And then there was Andre Lin.
Yep, in '86, with chaotic inflation. His idea suggests our universe might just be one bubble in a much bigger multiverse that's always inflating.
The bubble universe.
Exactly. And the crucial part for us is, his theory implies that if you create the right conditions, enough energy, you might be able to make new bubble universes spawn off.
So the idea of creating one isn't totally out of left field. It builds on existing theories.
Precisely. And more recent work explores doing it deliberately, maybe in particle accelerators, or even inside black holes, these extreme environments.
The analogy they use is pretty wild. You make a tiny, super high energy bubble. It inflates like crazy, becomes its own universe. And from our side, maybe it looks like a black hole forming and vanishing.
That's the picture, yeah. From the inside, it's a whole reality. From the outside, maybe just a flicker, a total causal disconnect.
A universe inside a universe. Okay, so if the physics, allows for it theoretically, what would building this infinity engine actually take? What are the steps?
Well, it's all theoretical, remember, but the roadmap involves a few key things. First, vacuum state manipulation.
Meaning controlling empty space?
Sort of. Controlling the quantum vacuum, the base energy state, maybe with massive particle beams, or manipulating gravity itself somehow. Huge energies involved.
Okay, control the quantum foam. Got it. Step 2.
Step 2 would be creating false vacuum bubbles. See, our universe is in a pretty stable, low-energy state. A false vacuum is different. It's higher energy, unstable, like a ball balanced on a hilltop.
Unstable. Okay, why do you need that?
Because when that false vacuum decays, when the ball rolls down the hill, it releases a massive amount of energy. And that energy release can trigger the inflation.
Ah, okay. So you create the unstable potential, then you need to give it a push.
Exactly. Step 3, the inflation trigger. You need something to initiate that decay and the exponential expansion. Maybe smashing particles together at unbelievable energies or using some kind of exotic matter.
A cosmic kickstart. And the final step.
Causal disconnection. As this new baby universe inflates exponentially, it basically pinches itself off from ours, becomes its own separate space-time bubble.
Gone from our perspective, potentially.
Or maybe leaving just that tiny signature, like the theoretical black hole. Inside, it's its own cosmos. Outside, it's disconnected.
But people have actually worked out the math for this.
Oh, yeah. Physicists like Farhi and Guth looked into the thermodynamics, the gravity mechanics, way back in 1987. The text stresses, we can't build it now, but the equations, the concepts, they're real. The ambition is there.
It's just staggering, thinking the blueprints exist in equations. But, okay, if we could do it.
Yeah.
The implications. The source really goes there, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The philosophical and ethical side is, well, it's immense.
The immediate thing is, like, the playing God angle.
Right. If you create a universe, what does that make you? It's creator. It's God. Could you choose the laws of physics inside it? Decide if it has life.
That's already mind-bending. But then the text throws in that twist.
The recursive cosmology idea.
Yeah. What if our universe was made this way?
It opens up this possibility of, like, a chain reaction. Civilizations get advanced enough, they create universes. Those universes evolve life, maybe civilizations.
Who then create more universes. Wow.
So this infinity engine, the text, frames it almost like a cosmic reproductive organ, potentially putting creation itself in human or maybe post-human hands.
Which leads straight to the really tough moral questions.
Deeply uncomfortable ones. Should we create a universe if it might contain immense suffering? Can we even control what happens inside once it's, disconnected?
Do we bear responsibility for it? Forever.
Exactly. These aren't easy questions. The possibility forces us to completely reevaluate everything.
Our limits, our responsibility. The text suggests it could rewrite ethics, science, even our concept of divinity.
It's a scale of power and responsibility that almost, well, it beggars belief, really.
So quite a journey we've taken here. From defining what a universe even is in this context.
Right, through the theoretical physics, the inflation, the quantum tunneling,
Yeah.
to the hypothetical steps for an infinity engine and landing on these huge philosophical questions.
And the key takeaway is this engine isn't here.
Yeah.
Not even close. But the ideas, the blueprints sketched in equations and human imagination, they exist.
It really shifts your perspective. The universe might not just be our home.
It could potentially become our creation.
That idea alone, it changes how you think about our own existence, doesn't it?
Fundamentally.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought to mull over. Building on that recursive idea, that ethical weight. If the mere possibility of us creating a universe forces us to grapple with our place, our responsibility, the nature of creation, what might that same possibility imply about the origin and the nature of the universe we call home right now?